Welcome back, and first of all, thank you for staying subscribed for such a long time. It's been almost 2 years, if not longer, that I haven't posted any videos, and I'll try to fit in this into a certain shorter time video tonight. My reasons for not posting anything for 2 years is that I always thought, as things were happening, as they were happening to me, I always thought there should be a moment when I can explain things, when they will become clear to me, so that I can explain them to you. Because my mission with these videos was to teach people about twin flames, and not just twin flames as to how to get your twin flame or anything like that, but how to survive through that process, how to learn how to take the bad things that are happening to someone who recognizes their twin flames, to turn that into positive things for you, to grow from it, to rise from the ashes, to learn and to get stronger and to become the best version of yourself. So how could I, maybe I was wrong, but I was thinking, how could I tell you, give you advice when I was, not to say confused, but I was not getting to the point of clearance, of clarification for the things that were happening to me. And tonight I can describe some of it, and I can tell you what I've learned so far from it, but I cannot still make a full conclusion. However, I decided that it's time to make a new video, because not only that I owe it to you guys, but I owe it to myself. And I feel really that my karma was much better. My destiny was much brighter when I was doing these videos, no matter what, because I feel that it was my purpose. It was part of my purpose and part of the mission. And every time we don't fulfill our purpose, something bad happens. But that bad, again, had to happen anyways. And it had to be this way, that I wasn't making videos for a while. I just couldn't do it. It's not even a matter of my conscious opinion, but I just couldn't make myself to do it. And now I'm forcing myself to do it. I have to. I simply have to. This has to go out, and you have to hear it. And it's possible that many of you are going through the same problems and same issues that I'm going through, and have been going through for the past 2 years. So how many of you remember my past videos, what I was going through? I had channelers. People were channeling my twin flame. Then my twin flame completely disappeared. Then I completely moved to Europe, and I was moving back and forth during the pandemic times when most people didn't travel. I traveled the most than ever in my life at that period. I was pushing through the boundaries. I was breaking the law, but I was breaking the barriers, and I was breaking the rules that they posted upon us. And I was feeling strong, and I was even facing the fears and things that were waiting for me in Europe after the previous year when I was being attacked in my house. I was still ready to go, and I went, and I came there. And more importantly than anything else, I was feeling more powerful than ever to manifest. I learned so much about law of attraction, and it was so easy for me. And I was feeling how powerful manifester I was. It was on a daily basis. Things were happening to me. I'll give you just one example. I left United States when I decided that I'm gonna go no matter what. I left with just return airline ticket. I had no money for just a little bit, maybe for the trip, just for the food. And then I was facing, when I get there, complete lack of financial support. I didn't know I didn't know what I was facing. I just knew that I had return ticket and that I had to go back, that I had to be brave. And I went back, and I also wanted to help my health because I was suffering from allergies before I left the United States. It was really horrifying and scary. And I wanted to go, as soon as I arrived to capital, I wanted to go to the coast and get myself soaked in the good seawater. And even though it was still May, I wanted to be brave, and if I couldn't swim in the sea, I would swim in the seawater at the swimming pool at the hotel. However, the weather turned beautiful, and I was swimming and I got suntan. I was there just for 4 days, but I was in paradise all by myself. The Eve was in paradise before Adam arrived. It was kind of the opposite story of the Bible. Adam was created first and he was lonely. Well, no, I was feeling so good by myself. Everybody wants a companion, and I do too, but those 4 days were magical for me. I was relaxing. I was with the nature, beautiful Mediterranean air in May, just full of such beautiful scents of the flowers and bushes, like Mediterranean bushes. The water was perfect, a little bit on the cold side, but that was perfect for my health to return, and I felt great. And then everything that was coming my way, I was accepting it. That's what the power of manifestation is. And the power of law of attraction is that you relax, that you vibe good, and that you just everything just comes as instead of being obstacles, things come as opportunities. Even when it looks like an obstacle, vibrationally you accept it as an opportunity, and that's what it turns out to be. If you vibrate, if you don't go like, oh no, like. So another example, I was planning initially from the sea shore, then to go to my hometown, to my house, to check on my house and face the fear of maybe being bothered again by the person. But I wasn't vibrating negatively. I was like, everything's going to be fine. I'm going to do this. I can do this. I'll be brave and everything's going to be fine. Now, like I said, I planned to go after 4 days on the seashore. I planned to go to my hometown, but there were no buses. There was no transportation back. I mean, I flew into capital, which is not my hometown. It's the biggest city. And then I would go to my hometown from the seashore. There was no transportation back to my hometown. And generally, transportation was limited because of the pandemic, and the hotels were like at 3 to 5% occupancy. There was not many guests. It was just beautiful. I felt like I had a 5-star hotel just for myself and a couple more guests. And so again, I didn't bother. I called the guy who gave me a ride, sort of like a shuttle bus, that gave me a ride to the seashore, and asked him how could I get to my hometown or back to the capital. And he says, well, my son is coming over next day, on the 5th day, and then he's going to the third city that he mentioned it by the name. And I'm like, oh, well, that's the city where my mother is from. And a year ago, I spoke with the lawyer and gave him some documents about some land that my mom owned with her relatives. And I gave him the paperwork and I told him, if you can, see what you can do about it, because she was part of the family and they kind of cheated her out of the property. And so I was thinking, when this guy told me that they are going to that city, that he's offering me a ride to that city, I'm like, why don't I go to that city and check with the lawyer? Has he done anything? Not expecting anything negative or positive. Like, just go, Jenna. Just go. Just do it. Just go. And that's what I did. And of course, when he said 5th day, I was like, oh, great. I'll just extend my stay, even though the money was low. I had that reservation done before my trip when I still had some money. I'm like, okay, I can do that. I'll pay for the hotel. I have a food in the hotel, and then I'll survive. I'll just get there. And that's what I did. I extended for one more day and met some nice people at the shore. I just had nice good time. And then next day, the driver takes me to my mom's town. Again, I stay with my mom's old neighbor. I called her up. She's like, "Oh yeah, sure, come stay with me." And so I had good time with that lady, stayed with her for a night. Next day, I dress up nicely. I feel great. I'm completely recovered from my allergies that I was suffering in the United States. I feel great. My skin is beautiful, glowing, and I go to the lawyer and knock on his door, and his secretary opens up and they let me in. Again, no expectations on my side. I'm like, I'll just do my part. I went there, and he walked me into his office, and I was not expecting anything. Like that's how great I was at manifesting at that time, how great I was vibrating. I'm like, whatever, I'm here, so tell me. And he said, I have you $20,000 from this lawsuit because your mom, she was a part owner and they cheated her, and I got you $20,000. They offered because they already sold the property. They made a profit. The other relatives, like her old uncle or something, and here's $20,000. Just open a bank account and it's all yours. You guys wouldn't believe how I felt. And the year before I bought a car, so I had a car, I had now money. I was ecstatic. And then I started manifesting with that ecstatic feeling, with that like, oh my God, like wow. When you least expect things, but you just work on just doing your part, the magic was just happening. My family here in the United States, my mom and dad finally got over the control issues and finally got used to me going back and forth and going to Europe. And they were okay, and they were contacting me, and I was communicating with them, and they're like, fine. And then I told my mom about the money, and I offered to send the money back to the United States. She's like, no, you use the money, fix the house more, do some remodeling, go out a little bit, visit some places, pay for hotels. And that's what I did. And I met a person at the hotel where I was staying there. I met a person out of the blue. Out of the blue, I met this guy. And until today, I'm going to say he is not a twin flame channeler. He wasn't this time someone that I could feel that my twin flame was speaking through him or something. This is a completely new person. First time I saw him, I knew it. This is the guy that I manifested, because when I was thinking about what kind of person I would like for myself to be my partner, this is exactly how I imagined him. And it was interesting because his face and his skin color and everything was not that it reminded me of just my twin flame. He reminded me of every single person that I knew throughout my life that meant something to me. He looked a little bit like my favorite cousin, some features. He looked a little bit like my twin flame, his skin color. He looked a little bit like my first love, my first boyfriend. He looked a little bit like my best friend from the childhood. He had all these little things about him from his nose to his toes that reminded me of someone that I once in my life liked a lot. It was dear to me. So he was so likable. He was a mixture of everything that I always loved about certain people. And he was a waiter. Me and the waiters, I guess. It happened. He approached me at the breakfast, offered me some juice, and then at first I got scared because he looked like Miriam, like the guy from Bosnia that I was in that on and off relationship, and then turned out into love triangle, and I finally had to give up on that story. And I first freaked out. I thought that was him. Then I realized it was a totally different person. And he approached me again later, brought me some coffee, and we got to talking. It was just an instant click, right? But then I left. I left early in the morning at 6 a.m. and never to see him again. Didn't even know his name. Had no clue about anything. And then again, that spontaneous feeling, manifestation, no care in the world feeling, like I was paying at the front desk at the hotel and exchanging some money for the trip. And I told the guy that there was a really nice waiter the day before who was kind to me, and that he refused me to pay for my coffee. So I was feeling bad. I didn't want to give him tip to offend him because I felt that he liked me too. It was very mutual feeling that was instant between us, but still something very innocent and nice. And he was looking straight into my eyes. And many times after that we talked about it. He says, yes, I was looking into your eyes. And I'm like, I noticed that. You were looking straight into my eyes and paying attention to what I was saying. And it brought some really nice warm feeling inside that this person is honest and good. And so I told the front desk manager to give him from me a little fortune cookie that I had in my backpack ever since United States. Every day I would open a little one of these little fortune cookies and motivate myself. It's another trick in a law of attraction to motivate yourself to find something that will put you in a vortex every day. So I had these little fortune cookies. It was the last one left, and I was ready to sacrifice it. And I gave it to the front desk guy and said, give it to this waiter. I don't even know his name. He's like, what does he look like? Blah, blah. And I tried to describe him. And I said my name. And I said, tell him I'm sorry I wasn't staying for the breakfast this morning, and I would love to chat with him again. And I left. And when I came to my mom's town, I needed to get the bank account opened and transfer that money and get some documents from my mom to some signatures so that I could pick up that money. So I stayed 2 more days in my mom's city, and I switched to a hotel since now I had money, right, to pay for it at the end of my stay. And I called, I'm sorry, I was on my Facebook, and he sent me a friend request. Someone, actually not the front desk guy, but another, like a maintenance guy, told him, hey, someone left something for you at the front desk. So this was our little Cupid guy, and they told him my name at the front desk, and he contacted me on Facebook. And he was not pushy. He was really nice. He was like sending me a friend request, and I was again so happy. I was jumping in my hotel room. I was so happy. I had a good feeling about this guy. So after 2 days, I invited him to come visit me to my mom's town where I was staying at the hotel. He came over. He was the most beautiful thing I've seen in my life. When he showed up, he was nicely dressed and he was smiling, and we went to the cafe in our hotel and started talking, and he was a real gentleman. He was really nice. He's younger than me. He's very good looking. And everything was great. And then when as he arrived, as we started talking, and I wanted to give him a hug. I was so happy to see him. I really wanted to talk to him some more. He kissed me. It was very movie-like. I haven't even seen that many romantic movies with such an amazing thing to happen spontaneously, because I didn't expect the kiss. I really wanted to hug him, so I leaned in to hug him, and he stole my kiss, and that's where our romance started. After that, he went back to his hometown, which is a totally different one, where he works at the hotel. I went back to my hometown with the money, with everything. My car was waiting in my parking lot. Things looked great. And we talked, not too much, but we talked over the messenger every 2 or 3 days apart. I wasn't bugging him, he wasn't bugging me, everything was fine, but we had a feeling we wanted to see each other again. Especially since his fortune cookie told him that he's gonna be traveling to many far and away places. Anyways, so I went back to his town, visited him. He made amazing surprise for me and took me to beautiful, beautiful ranch by the river. It was just paradise on earth. Everything looked perfect. And now we talked, and I explained to him my situation in my hometown. That person came back to try to talk to me again, and I was starting feeling negative again, starting feeling fear to be alone in the house. And I asked him to move in with me, to come. It was sudden. It was not something I would normally do with someone you just met, but my situation required me to decide how should I stay there by myself. And I gave him a proposition to come in, to move in with me, to try, and that required him to quit his job. So he left his job in his town, came in, moved in with me, and we started living together. Ever since then, we basically haven't been separated for 18 months. We spent every single moment together, not just day, every moment, sleeping moment and awake moment. And of course, as human beings, that always has consequences, because it's all of a sudden and all that. But on the other hand, it was so amazing, it was so beautiful that two people have connected so quickly and had to hold each other's hand every morning when they wake up. And we were like two peas in the pod. And he's also a twin brother. He has a twin sister, just like Miriam did. Had a lot of things, like I said, connected to other people before. A lot of things that was strange, not just a coincidence about him. But me and him, we were like twins. We were so close and together and everything. And the only problem was that he was an anxious person. When I met him, he was a bit anxious and would think negative thoughts about, not about me, but about general things. And I tried teaching him about laws of attraction, and it was surprisingly that a person who never heard about it was so open about it. He was very open to it. He still is. Everything, I was very cautious, because you don't want someone who's not awake to push too many information on them. So I was very cautious. I would feed him by the spoon, as you say, but he was very receptive. He was very receptive and never made fun of anything that I told him about or any videos that I showed him about law of attraction, manifestation, twin flames. And I even showed him my twin flame, his photo and everything, and he said he could actually see it. He could see that was my true twin flame. And that was the only person that he was not jealous of. He was jealous of everyone from my past. I know that's not good, but he couldn't help himself. And we had lots of issues regarding that in our communication, because I would tell him things about my past. I wasn't hiding anything. And then he would, at moments of weakness, he would go about it and talk about it. And we had fights about it and stuff. But overall, I have finally found my true love. I have finally found a man for me. But, however, I don't know at which point exactly. I cannot still pinpoint that. That's why I'm saying I'm still not clear on some things here. But something just turned around and just bad luck started following us, both of us, together as we were together. Losing keys, losing this, having car accident, having this, having that. Day after day, things are happening, mysterious things are happening to us. Just bad luck. I can't even make a list of how many things have happened to us. We would lose the key to our hotel room. We would lose the key to our house, lose the key to our car. It was usually about the keys. And we talked about, we tried to figure out what was going on. Why are we followed by bad luck? It just turned and then it went viral. No matter how much I tried, and he already learned about manifestation, and we had manifested some good things in the beginning, but then all of a sudden it was uncontrollable bad luck that started happening. No matter what I tried to stay positive. I tried to vibrate positively. I was losing it then. The shock after shock and experience after experience, I started losing my good energy. He did too, and we were still together. We were still fighting that together, but we couldn't figure out what was going on. And then continued. And what can I say now at this point? I will tell you like more briefly now is, you know that expression, the bucket list? When they say the bucket list, for some people who are new to English language, maybe they don't understand, so I'll just briefly explain. Hitting the bucket, it means to die. So when someone says I have made a bucket list, it's the list of the things you want to do before you die. It seems to me that this is pointed towards me, not towards him directly. He was just in it with me at the time. That for some reason, universe, God, call it whatever you want, wants me to go through not the bucket list, but what I would call a black bucket list. God wants me to experience everything that possibly human beings can experience, that any human being can experience, but this is more collectively, which is really hard for me as one single human being. So after that first period that we have been together, things started happening to us, and then I thought he was bringing me bad luck. I thought I finally find a love, and I'm finally lucky in love, but I've lost luck in everything else. I had no other explanation. I don't know why I was like manifesting, instead of manifesting good things now, I was manifesting bad things. Money was getting lost, like the repairs, the things getting broken, the leak in the house, the this and that, people basically robbing me of the money, like overcharging me for things that we couldn't have a control over. Someone said our car was broke, we had to fix the car, this part that turned out we were cheated on that, but everything was just happening virally, like just spiral downward action from day to day. We were wrongly accused of something, of a person that we didn't even know said that we told them something. It wasn't even us. We had to go to the court. Everything was happening. That's why I call it the black bucket list, because like things like I've faced in the last 18 months, I faced loss of the property, loss of the money, facing the fear of sickness. I got sick. My father just died 20 days ago. And because of that, because of my father getting sick, I had to leave Europe and move back to United States. And I found my mom in the wheelchair. I found everything falling apart back in Europe while I was still there. We we saved a stray dog, and she loved us so much, but we had to give her away. We did raise 7 puppies of hers and put them to adoption and found them good homes. So we did miracles too, but at the same time bad things started happening. My old cat came back, and then he suddenly got sick on us. Just as I buried him, a woman, my best friend's mother, comes to my door the day when I was burying my cat, and I was crying, and she comes over and she comforted me, and then she gave me her cat because she had to go back to Germany. That cat mysteriously died 2 days later. Like, everything was like falling apart. Then I finally leave, and now we are in a separation, and I thought, okay, maybe he was bringing me bad luck. Maybe everything went down because of him. I came back, and now loss of my father. I'm facing now loss of my property. Back when I was in Europe, I have to mention this, and I have to thank the best person in the world that I know. We met over this channel, and that's why I say this is part of my mission, this channel. She gave me money. I couldn't even pay her back. She gave me money to come back to United States so that I can see my family and fly back and save myself from all the troubles over there and everything. And I'll be grateful to her forever. And this is how much it means. This channel brought me best friend in my life. It just happened, and she's the most amazing person that I know, and I know all of you who are listening are amazing people. And everything, black bucket list, everything really hard. So my closest explanation is that God wants me to face every single misfortune that a human can have in life, to teach me something. What? I don't know yet. I still don't understand. Maybe you can put me some comments there. But also, if some of you are experiencing something similar, like, it's really hard to stay on high vibration when all of this is crumbling down on me. Especially now when I came back to the United States. I thought it was bad in Europe. Now it's even worse. And now it's even worse. So many worries, so many fears that are realistic, that are really happening to me. Facing the hardest hardships that I can imagine is happening. Right now, I'm back to suffering from allergies. I'm taking care of my disabled mother. There's 30 cats that are left after my father died that I don't have a food for. There's 4 dogs that already got old. I can't go back to Europe now. I can't leave her. When I came back, I was just curious because I always cared for him, and I just wanted to see if he's really okay. What is going on with my twin flame? I didn't find much. There's not much. He's not very public person. He doesn't have social media, but on his mother's page, I just discovered that he got married and has a baby. So my twin flame is gone forever. I dealt with that with the stoic way, and I'm like, okay, I already got over my twin flame long time ago. I already knew we were not going to be together in physical in this life. But what about everything else? Why is my life getting worse? And it was just so great. Everything was just going so great. And I can still feel that. I can still remember that feeling when I was manifesting everything. And I know exactly what to do, what tricks to do to feel that way, but it's not physically possible for me right now. I'm lacking sleep because of the first it was because of worries, now it's because of allergies. I'm in so much pain. My whole body is burning. Like, I'm in hell already on this planet. I'm already in hell. What is going to come out of this? I don't know. Why is this happening? I know I haven't committed any sins or anything, so I don't need explanations like that. But something is. So I urge you to put comments down, to tell me your stories. This time I want you to share. I always shared with you. completely, most honestly, every single detail, and I wasn't ashamed to share about channel twins and everything. Share, don't be shy, share with me if you've been through something like this. It puzzles me. My only explanation is God has given me a black bucket list, wants to teach me every single suffering that humans can go through. How I'm gonna pull through this, I don't know. I'm just a human being. It's very hard. It's getting very hard for me to deal with all this. I'm still dealing with it, obviously, but I'm scared, and I'm facing that fear now, and I know fear is not good, and I know it doesn't produce good results. But like I said, it's really hard when you feel that things are completely out of your control. No matter what you do, no matter how strong and positive you want to stay, bad things are happening, like bad karma. Why? What's going on? Please comment below and share. And by sharing, I mean share with me. Share in the comments what's going on with you guys, and how's this. How should I don't know what I don't know. My mind is blank. I don't know. I've tried everything. I swear, I tried everything to make positive things, and it's disabling me physically from illness, from everything. It's disabling me to make things better like I used to. And so thank you for watching, for listening, and stay tuned and stay healthy, stay well. I love you all. You know that. Love and light, no matter what. Peace out.